Hello everybody, and welcome to another video where today I'm going to be talking about the wildcard games that have finished as of yesterday, the first two games of the postseason between the Yankees and Red Sox and the Cardinals and Dodgers. Both games came down to very interesting finishes, one far more exhilarating than the other, but still both very, very good games. Playoff atmosphere is back in the MLB, and fans are back to celebrate their teams and support them and watch them hopefully win a World Series title. But unfortunately, two teams had to lose over these two games, and that's what happened, and I'm going to be reacting to it. First game I want to talk about is what happened 2 days ago between the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. This AL wildcard race was extremely nerve-wracking, and both teams barely were able to win their respective places in the wild card, and unfortunately the New York Yankees lost 6-2 to the Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox outperformed the Yankees significantly, with both players, Kyle Schwarber and Xander Bogaerts, hitting home runs for Boston, and Verdugo, one of their hitters, ending up bringing in 3 RBIs for their 6 total runs. Giancarlo Stanton had a home run and 3 hits after a sort of garbage time home run for the Yankees in the top of the 9th. Yankees and Giancarlo Stanton. Unfortunately, Stanton had 2 hits that were just off the top of the monster and weren't home runs, showing that the factor of this stadium, the stadium factor, is huge, significant, and unfortunately it costed them. It would have probably been 6-4 and a lot closer than it was. Anthony Rizzo had a home run for the Yankees, and those are their only 2 runs of the game. Aaron Judge had a hit, but nobody else showed up, and unfortunately for the Yankees, they ended up losing. The Boston Red Sox win a great game. Their fans were very rowdy, chanting the names of different players, trying to get them angry and mess up, and it actually did work with them not playing well. And unfortunately, the Yankees are eliminated after having the top spot in the wildcard race, and they couldn't end up winning this game. And of course, the Red Sox are moving on to play their division rival Tampa Bay Rays in Tampa in the ALDS. Finally, the second game that I'm going to be talking about is the NL wildcard game between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Los Angeles Dodgers. This game was far more exhilarating than the Red Sox and Yankees game, although I had less runs in the game. Unfortunately, the American League game had 8 total runs, while the National League game had 4, as the Cardinals unfortunately lost 3-1. While the game may seem like, oh, they won with just scoring 3 runs throughout the 9 innings and winning with 3 outs in the top of the 9th, it was far different, with the Cardinals actually going out to a 1-0 lead in the top of the first and unfortunately not scoring for the rest of the game. The Dodgers tied it up with a Justin Turner home run in the 4th, and they were able to keep this tied for the rest of the game. And up until the bottom of the 9th, when the gates flooded and the Cardinals lost, the Dodgers and Chris Taylor hits a 2-run walk-off home run to send the Dodgers to the NLDS, and they were able to keep their crown so far in their hands and keep them alive. Unfortunately for them, they have to play their division rival Giants, who did end up getting first place in their league, and unfortunately they were relegated to the wildcard spot, but they were able to win after a very close game against the St. Louis Cardinals. It was a great game for the Dodgers. Yes, they did end up with a win, but it was a pretty defensive game the entire time, and except for those 2 hits in the 9th inning, the Cardinals had a game tied. It was close, and unfortunately they just barely lost to a tough team and kept pace with them, and unfortunately they are now eliminated and will be sitting on their couches watching the rest of the World Series and the postseason in general with all the other teams. But yeah, I just wanted to give a quick sort of reaction of the 2 games that happened over the last 2 days. Both games were very interesting to watch, and the Yankees and Red Sox, the Red Sox move on, the Yankees were eliminated, and the Cardinals and Dodgers. The Cardinals were unfortunately eliminated, and the Dodgers move on as well. Both teams will play their division rivals in AL and NLDS, and we're gonna have to see who moves on from there. But those games are in the future, and yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's a smaller reaction video, a very quick one, but I just wanted to give my own thoughts on what happened in these games, and I hope you enjoyed. That's about it. See ya.